It's good to be talking to Mark Compton, our principal out at Bede Polding at South Windsor. How are you going, Mark?
Very, very well, thank you, Greg.
Good. If you look back sort of at that the 2020 year with COVID-19, obviously, for your leadership, it probably forced you to do a whole range of thinking about what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, and all those things to get the school community through the pandemic. So I just wanted a general discussion about your leadership during that time, what you did, what worked, what didn't work, and some of your thinking about it.
Yeah, sure. And look, I think they're in so many ways, Greg, 2020 was so challenging, but out of the challenge comes opportunity. And I mean, I'm absolutely blessed to lead the community here in at Bede Polding in South Windsor. What I've really learned here, and it just solidified for me, Greg, was the people in this community. We've had fires, we've had floods, we've had pandemics. Their growth mindset, their grit, their perseverance, their determination is in so many ways inspirational. And what I think I really learnt last year was just the value of team. And we talk about subsidiarity, we talk about autonomy. Last year, there was really no choice but to really rely on the work of others and really draw upon wisdom and understanding. And the team, and I'm blessed, Greg, the team here, wonderful team of teachers, extraordinarily dedicated. And we were very fortunate that in 2019 we developed a learning framework, and it's based on the cross, and it's Christocentric. And at the very top of our learning connections, our learning framework is around empowerment, and then engagement and experience based on our Catholic values. And I guess we actually had to walk the talk last year. We talk about empowerment. It was about empowering others. And recognizing that it takes a village to educate a child.
Did it? You talk about it was something new. Was it something new you came to? You came to an understanding, or how did you land in that space about empowerment?
I think it's very much because we're a community of learners. We were really trying to improve learning in the school. We have been really trying to empower young people so that they're in the driver's seat of their learning, really trying to improve their level of engagement and the experiences that they have. And I guess last year, the real learning for us was that, we really need to be open to do things differently. So it's a very different landscape. We had to change, we had to respond, we had to be flexible, we had to be agile. And I think in so many ways, there are so many things that came out of last year that now actually see us doing things differently. So it wasn't just last year, it really was, Greg. It's catapulted learning at this place into we recognised very early on that the learning management system we were using last year just wasn't cutting it. So it's really enabled us to launch Canvas, and the way in which the staff have embraced that. Like, Greg, I can't say it enough. The staff here, they're an amazing group of people who really have just taken on board the challenges with a growth mindset and turned them into opportunities.
Did that challenge that approach challenge your pre-existing sort of thinking about leadership?
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt, Greg. And I think maybe I thought that I had to have all the answers, but last year just sort of solidified that, the value of team, the value of working with others, the value too of how we engage parents in learning, how we communicate, how we engage. I think for all its difficulties, I think there's certainly a lot of learnings, that's for sure.
Well, look, it's a good segue into the last question, really. As you're sitting in that beautiful garden there in the backdrop.
Here at Bede.
Here at Bede. Looking back now from where you are and all that gained ground that you got, and the things that are happening in the college. Can you give me some reflection on your learning, as a leader in that period over that time? What have you learned? How's it shaped your thinking about leading and leading a learning community?
Excellent question, and I've very much reflected on this one, Greg, both last year and obviously this year as we look to do things differently. Well, I think what it's done for me just around learning, and I think it's really solidified the value of community. Greg, one thing we did, and I'm so glad that we did in 2019, we demonstrated courage, and I think doing things differently requires courage, and really being steadfast and understanding what you really value and standing behind it. We embarked on a new wellbeing program, and we really focused around gratitude, empathy, and mindfulness. That we often talk here at Bede about being about education and the gospel, but wrapping that support network around young people with a wellbeing program. And I think it just demonstrated, like, one of my main learnings has been around having courage in your convictions, and then being able to articulate that and help other people share that vision, and then see it come to fruition, where it was the courage to do things differently that actually sees us this year flying in so many ways, both in learning and wellbeing, and of course, within the context of our faith as well. So that's...
Well, look, thanks very much for that, and thanks for sharing those insights with us. And I hope you have a good rest of the day.
Thanks for the opportunity, Greg, and you too.